Hey everyone, welcome. It's Friday.
You made it.
We all made it. Hopefully we all made it in one piece.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys are getting ready to enjoy your weekend. Oh man, I am exhausted. But we still have a few subclasses to go in the Tal'Dorei Reborn book, and we're almost done. Gonna complete that. First and foremost, let's go through a few announcements. First of all, we will not be live tomorrow. We've got adulting to do. We're going to a a bridal shower.
Yeah, sorry, I have to go away.
So that's happening. Vera's going off. Someone's wedding's happening, and she's gonna go see it. Also,
I'm in it.
You're in it, right?
Yeah.
Do we have what rerun do we have running tomorrow?
Session 50. So
Session
we
50?
did the one shot Wednesday. We have session 50 tomorrow.
I'm gonna raise you just a little bit.
I'm pretty dang close.
There you go. Perfect. So that's happening. We are planning the next. Really?
Right on stream.
Right on stream?
Nobody needs you to see
Look
you
at that.
licking your
He
butt.
does not give a damn. We are still planning. I'm gonna do my head here. We are still planning the next one shot.
See, I need
So-
to start writing
So that's exciting. You're gonna be running this one.
again. I promise I won't go 8 hours.
Second one shot. Please don't run at 8 hours, 7 hours. That was
Insane.
marathon. And
You also, all of you, fairly enough, asked for a challenge and you got one, so don't ask for things you can't handle.
har. Well, yeah, that's in the works right now. What's the estimated month we have it ready to come out?
It will be March, so next month. So I need to finish by the beginning of March, but it probably won't be till. I wanted to do it St. Patrick's Day weekend, but the wedding is that weekend, and I don't think I will honestly have enough energy to do both streams that week. So yeah, no.
More than likely, it'll be a week before, a week after.
Most likely, it will probably be the 27th.
It's a loose date right now.
Yeah, it'll be on a Sunday. And oh wait, I'm looking at February, not March. I wait. Let's see. It'll be most likely March 20th. There we go.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
because the wedding's 18th, and I'm not trying to kill myself.
When we finally get a roster, as well as a name and maybe even a logo, we'll go ahead and announce that. But just to let you know, guys, it is in the works.
Yeah, so 20th or 27th, one of those, because the 20th is actually right after the wedding. So.
And that gives me plenty of time to plan for the next one shot for what I'll do. So we have yours going on for next month, and then in 2 months beyond that, I'll plan something too.
I'm sure after this, I'm going to relinquish my one-shot rights to you for a little bit.
Totally
because, yeah, I got things to do.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's happening right now. But I think that's maybe all the announcements we have so far. So let's get into, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the Cobalt Monk, or do you want to do the Runic Sorcerer?
I feel like we should just, I mean, I don't want to knock the monk. I'm sure it's a good class. It's just me and you are already familiar with it.
Mhm.
But I feel like it's long, so maybe go through that one
Let's
first.
knock it out first. That seems fair. So, the Cobalt Monk, driven by the pursuit of knowledge and scholars, worship of the knowledging mentor. The libraries of the Cobalt Soul are one of the best respected and most heavily guarded resources of tomes, history, and information in all of Exandria. Again, this is all an Exandria thing, so keep that in mind. Essentially, and I'm not going to read the rest of this because we kind of know what the Cobalt Soul is due to.
Well, not
camping
everybody else knows.
Well, I was about to not read the rest of it, but the essentially is the Cobalt Soul is a group of library monks who suss out corruption.
I feel like the library is more of a guise. I mean, it obtains knowledge about everybody and everything that they come across, and that's why it's a library. But like, it's more than just them being librarians.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing here that they have, they embody the ideal of know your enemy. So if their enemy happens to be a world-ending deity or demigod, they will bring up every single tome to learn every single story to see, oh, we're noticing a pattern here that they don't like fire.
They do their research.
They are the research monks. So that's very interesting. So generally monks are sort of associated with wisdom because they get a bonus to their AC due to wisdom. This one sort of goes, well, that's nice and all, but what about putting some in your intelligence? So, at 3rd level, when you pick your subclass, you get Extract Aspects. You can strike a pressure point to induce critical information about a foe. When you hit a creature with one of your attacks granted by the flurry of blows, so you have to spend you have to spend an action to attack, bonus action to spend a key point to do flurry blows, and when you finally land an attack on those flurry blows attacks, you get the following. You can analyze it. You can immediately, let's see here, you can analyze it. Whenever an analyzed creature misses you with an attack, you can immediately use a reaction to make an unarmed strike against that creature. So, I didn't even know that. That's interesting. So, once you've analyzed someone, then you kind of already know their ways.
Then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Well, the person you're analyzing is screwed.
When you analyze a creature, you learn the following. Its vulnerabilities, its resistances, its immunities, and any condition immunities. So it's kind of nice to have me like, okay, don't hit this guy with fire, don't hit this guy with ice. Oh, definitely acid. Hit him with acid.
Well, I mean, it's good if they have immunities.
I think the best thing about this skill is that it doesn't rely on any type of intelligence modifier. So you can still be the smart monk without having to put too much in intelligence, because when you're a monk, dex and wisdom are your bread and butter.
Yeah.
You okay over there?
I was just checking something.
Oh, okay. Next, at 6th level, you get Extort Truth. Starting at 6th level, you can precisely strike a hidden cluster of nerves in a creature, temporarily preventing it from masking its true thoughts and intent. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can make a key point, you spend 1, and to force it to make a charisma saving throw. On a fail save, the creature is unable to speak a deliberate lie, and all charisma checks directed at the creature are made with advantage for 10 minutes. So when you do hit someone this way, they are aware that the effect is in play.
Yeah, fine.
It does say here that they are aware of the effect, and thus they can try to avoid answering questions in such a way. Honestly,
I mean, like, Zone of Truth, they can try not to answer, but, like, they can't tell you a lie.
Yeah, I don't really know if I like that. Especially with, like, Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
Like, sure, the spell goes off, but they just stay quiet, and that's kind of a cheap thing to do. I hate that. I think as a DM, if my players wanted to play a Cobalt Soul and do that, or they were playing a cleric or anyone else who can do Zone of Truth, I would like it that the first question is at least is told the truth, because they're unaware that the effect is going on, and it's not until they actually start to talk and they tell the truth that they're like,
yeah,
like, oh damn, I just said something that something's going on. And that's when it should click. I don't like that. When it should be role played that it actually does something.
I mean, when we did it, we kind of threatened a person. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think Zone of Truth, if you know it's going on, I don't feel like there's going to probably be a good situation that's in. Unless, like, you're maybe on your deathbed and you feel like being truthful.
It does see here. It does say that you can impose this effect on a creature without injuring it. You can attack a creature just simply by touching it, dealing no damage on the hit. So this is very much like, all right, I'm not going to hurt you, but I am going to touch your neck now. Okay, you can now not tell a lie. Go ahead and testify. That's very situational.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's not useful, but I mean,
I really wish that truth-telling spells and effects had at least no-tell in the beginning. You know, I feel like it's a lot more fun that way because you're like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like if you fail to save, you shouldn't know, at least for a little bit. Like, because, I mean, if you successfully save, obviously nothing happens to you. Like, you know, somebody tried to cast some shit on you, but
yeah.
it didn't work.
Yeah. I feel like that's a custom DM rule, and I feel that's appropriate. At 6th level, in addition to Extort Truth, you get a thing called Mystical Erdoration. Oh no. Another episode of Mike Can't Read.
What's the word?
Erudition.
Erudition?
Erudition? What is erudition? Okay.
I don't know, I'm just pronouncing it.
Hey, you know what? That sounds right. You have extensively studied the history and lore within the archives of the Cobalt Soul. You learn one language of your choice, and you gain proficiency with one of the following skills. And they give you a whole list of skills. Did you find something?
I was trying to go off the spelling.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it says the quality of having or showing great knowledge or learning, scholarship.
Oh, okay.
How does Google say it?
Oh, erudition. There it is.
Okay. That wasn't bad.
So you can have proficiency in one of those skills. But if you already have proficiency in the skills listed, you can then double one that you're already proficient in. So you can forego getting a new skill and instead make one of your skills doubled. In addition to a new language and all of that, you can then double the proficiency bonus for... Oh, you gain an additional language and an additional skill proficiency at a 17th and 11th level. Now, that's all fun and dandy. But there's a certain point within a monk's level where they can understand all language. So I feel like learning a language is not the biggest boon. You know?
I mean, it'll help you, like, midterm. Like, meanwhile.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, what if you die before you get the...
But here's a question. If you're in a party and you're a monk, and it comes down to a point where, like, you're trying to read something off a door, who's really doing the reading? The monk? Or the wizard or sorcerer who have comprehend languages? You know, who's really doing the reading? But regardless, it's what you get. At 11th level, you get Mind of Mercury. You've honed your awareness and reflexes through mental aptitude and pattern recognition once per turn. If you've already taken your reaction, you can spend one key point to make an additional you could take another key point to do another reaction. You can only do this once per turn. We've seen this during the Vox Machina and Mighty Nine fight, where I think the most coolest moment where Percy points a gun at Bo, takes a shot, catches it, takes another shot, catches it, and then takes another shot and actually gets it. He gets hit. But I feel like that's the coolest. That was the coolest moment where it's like, oh damn, she can deflect missiles.
I'm just laughing because Marisha won both. Like when it was Vox Machina versus each other, she won because she was a druid.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Everybody had bets that it was going to be her because she was a monk.
She was so overpowered.
It's because it gives you a lot of stuff to negate. Like, negate damage or negate effects. And then you're up and close and personal, so like you don't have to be far away to do spells, and you don't use much other than your own fist.
My favorite battle royale has to be when Terry wins.
I don't remember that one.
There's one where Terry wins, where the last standing is Grog and Terry. And Grog is at that level where as long as he keeps raging, he can keep making con saves to not die.
Oh god.
Because it comes to that point where you just make a con save to not die. And he failed a con save because it kept on getting higher and higher and higher. And he hit Terry for a lot of damage. And Terry was like, I'm wearing a fire shield. That means you get hurt too. And he's like, you're right. I'm already at 0. So let's see what happens. I fail the con. I die. So that's my favorite. That's off subject. But let's see what else. The last ability that you get for the Cobalt Soul Monk is Debilitating Barrage. Upon reaching level 17, which is really high, you gain the knowledge to manipulate a creature's ki to undermine their fortitude. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can spend 3 ki points, now that's a lot, to cause the creature to gain vulnerabilities to 1 damage type of your choice for a minute.
I don't think she got that high.
No, they only got to 15.
I thought you said 16.
Or 16.
It was like 1 higher than we thought.
They never got to 17. So here, the creature has if the creature has resistance to that damage type, it is suppressed for that minute.
Would have been useful for fucking Molly.
Make him vulnerable to fire. Just hit him with fire.
Well, wasn't he resistant to a lot of shit?
He was.
So it was just like.
She'd have to spend a key point.
She'd have to hit him though. Like she'd have to land a hit, right?
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is you actually have to hit him. It seems here there's no save. You have to hit someone though.
I don't remember what his AC was, but I feel like it was kind of hard to hit him.
If a creature is immune to that damage type, it is unaffected. Oh, so you have to choose one that is not immune.
Yeah, he also had immunities too. He didn't just have resistance.
A creature who is affected by this feature, and after it ends, cannot be affected by it again until 24 hours.
I'm still laughing that they rolled, and not to get off topic, but fucking Caduceus rolled divine intervention.
He was just on it.
Not time, because it's like, oh, well, you can't bring him back. You failed twice.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, let's see if it works.
He was on it. That was great. So that was the Cobalt Soul Monk. A lot of the abilities here don't really rely on your intelligence, but it heavily sort of implies that you would be a smart monk.
It wasn't as long as I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't as long. Very concise and condensed. The last subclass we have for you guys is going to be the Rune Child Sorcerer.
I feel like that one's gonna be long.
This one's gonna be interesting, I assume.
I think that's what's his face is. Damn.
Tiberius?
Gilmore.
Oh yeah, they call him a Rune Child. Yeah, he might be a Rune Child Sorcerer.
Yeah, but like also his magic is innate. Like he doesn't really cast. I mean, he has spells, but like there's certain things he just does.
I don't know. He has a entire shop full of tomes.
No, I know, but I feel like Matt makes him more like whimsical.
He's very charismatic too.
Yeah, but like he also does things effortlessly, like when he wants to do shit. So I feel like it's less like somatic and casting, and more just like naturally doing some stuff.
I can see that. That makes a lot of sense. So the Rune Child Sorcerer is a mysterious wave and flow of magic is feared by many folks in Exandria, but where some spellcasters study the essence and natural of magic in its hope of learning how to harness it, sorcerers possess an innate talent to sculpt and wield the strands and the power that shapes the world. It says here, for some sorcerers, the body becomes a conduit to this power, which is collected and stored in the forms of natural ruins, and as they see fit, and as such, we get the Rune Child.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Back on that topic. It still relates to this. I feel like, I mean, I've never been a sorcerer, but I'm sure it's just the same because it seems like every magical class has yawned.
I yawned. It's the first time I've yawned.
I yawned, but I held it in.
Oh man. Sorry, gang.
Anyway, I feel like that one, I don't know. I feel like some of their spells shouldn't be verbal because sorcerer means like you're born that way. Like as in where clerics, like you worship somebody, warlock, you make a pact with somebody, wizard, you study. It's just like you were born innately magical. So there's got to be some. I mean, I'm sure in the book it says it has to be one of those, but I feel like DM-wise, wouldn't it be fair to say like some of the shit they do is just innate? It just happens?
Yeah, I mean, that's what a sorcerer is that they were born with some innate magic due to a freak accident, just the weave choosing them and just being chaotic, or some sort of elemental, some sort of influence that happened sometime during their life.
Well, no, that's what I mean though. But like if you had, like if they weren't casting a very huge spell, like something that was, I don't know.
They would just do it.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like, would you make them fulfill the vocal and somatic component? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, no, I would I attest it to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. As I know, it's a wild
Transition.
tangent,
Oh, hard
to
to
it.
transition.
but Spider-Man in the Sam Raimi films has organic web fluids, meaning that he doesn't need a technology to actually shoot his webs. However, as we've seen when he was doing sort of the training montage, he was like, go web, all the thing. He was talking out loud. He was trying to do somatic movements, and it wasn't until he got this that it happened. So I like to imagine that each sorcerer has a different somatic and verbal component to actually cast it. So it's a lot like, my body will do this when I do this. So I can imagine like, what's his name?
Gilmore.
We were just, Gilmore, where he wants to do a little illusion, a little flurry of the fingers. And that's all it takes. And that's the somatic part of it. It's just the flurry of fingers. Maybe he doesn't actually speak the words, but maybe he goes, and just thing pops into the world. And of course, visual is visual.
Yeah.
That's easy to cement down. You have to see things. But I like where your mind's at.
Well, because I just know in the book it says you have to do it a certain way, and I'm just like, for them, I'm like, would you really though? Because like they're the only ones that are like that.
So, rune childs, interesting, right? At first level, they get essence runes. Your body begins to express your innate magic as runes traced out along your skin. You start with 1 essence rune, and you gain additional runes whenever you gain a level in this class. The runes can manifest anywhere on your body, though the first usually manifests on the forehead.
I think that's where his is.
I don't know. I have to see it. I have to rewatch a few things. By the way, new episodes came out today.
Of course they did. We're not watching them because we gotta go to bed early.
1?
No.
1? Okay, 1.
No.
These runes can manifest anyway. Your essence runes remain invisible when inert. So only when you activate them do they start to show. At the end of a turn during which you spent one or more sorcery points. So this is where you gotta. You're kind of keeping track of a lot of things. You're keeping track of your spell slots, your sorcery points, and now your rune points. You're kind of. You're an accountant at this point. And then you gotta keep track of your HP and your AC and.
I feel like HP and AC is easy because it's normally right in front of you.
True. It says here at the end of each end of a turn during which you spent 1 or more sorcery points, the number of essence runes equal to the number of sorcery points you spent begin to glow with stored energy, becoming charged runes. Oh no! Now you have to make sure how many runes you have and how many charged runes you have. Oh boy. You can use these charged runes to power your Rune Child subclass features. This is getting... I'll explain. I have an idea how it works, but this is a lot. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 sorcery point to convert 2 essence runes into 2 charged runes. Oh boy, oh boy.
And then you gotta use charged runes to what?
This is getting real dirty. I don't know if I like this. If you have 5 or more charged runes, you emit a bright light in a 5-foot radius, giving off a dim light around you. If you expend a charged rune to use one of your Rune Child features, it returns to becoming inert. Any charged runes that are revert to inert. Any charged runes also revert to inert after you make a long rest. Okay. Let's break this down. There are abilities you have. We haven't got to them yet. And to do these abilities, you need charged runes.
Which takes a bonus action.
Yes. It says here, yeah, you can... No, it doesn't take a bonus action.
Oh, I did.
There's 2 ways to do it. There's 2 ways to turn your rune points to charge rune points. The way you do that is that if you ever spend a sorcery point, let's say you spend 2. You then convert 2 rune points into 2 charged rune points. So essentially, whenever you spend a sorcery point, you get a charge. Now let's say you don't want to spend a sorcery point to do a spell. Well, then that you can do a bonus action and convert sorcery points into charge points. So now we know the mathematics.
You're gonna need a little chart, what converts to what and what takes what, because I think that's easier.
At later levels, that's gonna be heavy.
I feel like once you learn, though, you'll be fine. Because everybody says that Moon Druid's hard, and I feel like once I learned, I was fine. Like, I know what I can do and what, and I know what negates what. Because a lot of that shit's concentration. You can't have a lot of concentration stuff. So.
But another thing to keep in mind is that you only get one rune point, meaning that you can only have one charged rune point at level 1.
Oh, do you get one per level?
You get one per level.
That's good.
So, little easier. As long as you spend one sorcery point, you get one charge rune point.
Yeah, but by the time you're at level 10, you're just like...
You're kind of getting really and if you multi-class, good fucking luck. You have other class features to keep a track of.
I feel like Wizard's hard for some reson, but I don't know. In comparison, I feel like that maybe isn't so hard.
This is a little too much for me. So all that mathematics aside, you get your runic magic, specific class spells for your subclass. At first level, you get Longstrider and protection from good and evil. Third level, you get Lesser Restoration and protection from poison. Fifth level, you get Glyph of Warning. Ha, I see what you did there. And Magic Circle. Ooh, nice choice. Seventh level, you get Death Ward. That's a good spell.
Why is Death Ward 7th level? It's 4th for me as a cleric.
Because these are the ones that come free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, that's a 7th level slot.
No. You have to be 7th level.
Oh, to cast them. I thought
get
you
this
like,
as
you
a
sounded like you said 7th level spell, and I was like, why the fuck is
apologies.
Death Ward 11?
No,
7th
so
level spell.
when your runic child becomes a 7th level character,
You get access.
It becomes pre-prepared for you all the time.
Yeah.
So, you also get freedom of movement, and at ninth level you get greater restoration and telekinesis. Kind of wild choices here. They don't really have a theme.
I don't know. You might need the Death Ward when you're charging up a fucking rune or something.
Oh boy, here we go. Now,
What?
now we're gonna start getting into runes.
Oh man.
So this is gonna be a bit.
I mean, you have runes on one of your characters. This can't be that
A
bad.
Roon Knight is way easier to track.
Yeah, you just whatever you burn, you burn.
Yeah, and you only get one until you hit level 18. Then you get 2.
Did I have 2? I think I did have. No, I only had
level
1.
18.
I only had 1.
So, starting at first level, you can release the stored arcane power within you from your runes. Whenever you take damage, you can expend a number of charged runes as a reaction. Roll a number d6 equal to the amount of runes you are spending. So if you spend 2, you spend 2d6. If you spend 3, you roll 3d6. And you can reduce the amount of damage by the number rolled. By 6th level, you can touch a creature as an action and expend 3 charge runes to transfer your protective power to it up to an hour. So the next time the creature takes damage within the next 1 hour, it rolls 1d6 per charge that you spent giving this ability. And you can then reduce the amount of damage from that total. You cannot transfer this power to a creature that is already under the effect of the glyphs. And when you get level 14, your glyph die becomes a d8. So, okay. So you definitely, that's okay. I guess that's, I mean, you're squishy. Sorcerer's squishy. You know, definitely early levels. This is smart to have. And the fact that you can't transfer it to someone is really nice as well. I just don't ever see you doing it. So it's gonna be for you. It definitely is gonna be for you.
I don't know. Maybe you want to save your friend or something.
Maybe. At 6th level, Sigil Augmentation. You can channel your runes to temporarily bolster your physical capabilities because you're a squishy sorcerer.
Did you say augmentation?
Augmentation.
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 You don't get to say agu.
It's the end of the week. Where was I? When you make a strength, dexterity, or constitution ability check, you can expend a charge ruin and as a reaction to gain advantage on one of those rolls. Or on the roll. In addition, when you're forced to make a strength, dexterity, or saving throw, con saving throw, you can use a reaction to expend a ruin to gain advantage on that saving throw. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you complete a long rest. That's a... Oh, fuck. I failed. I used a reaction. I'm going to try it again. You know. That's okay. Yeah. For the amount of accounting you do, I feel like it's very underwhelming.
I don't know. Excuse me. Now I got a hiccup. It's not that bad.
Yes. I mean, more than likely, strength, dex, and constitution are kind of on the lower end compared to your charisma as a sorcerer.
Well, maybe you eventually level them up a little bit as
Yeah.
you get along.
So I can see the benefit of, like, someone goes, the DM goes, well, make me a strength save, and you're like, shit. I'll send a charge so I can do it at advantage. So, in addition to that, at 6th level, you get Manifest Inscriptions. You can reveal hidden glyphs and enchantments that surround you. As an action, you can expend 1 charge ruin to reveal hidden or invisible arcane traps, markings, runes, wards, sensors, or glyphs within 60 feet of you. They glow with a dim light that you can see for a minute. You have advantage on intelligence or / arcana checks to discern any nature of any magic revealed to you from this way.
So you see all.
You see all. So the way it works is that you've, I don't know, I feel like that's still very situational.
Well, I mean, sorry, I'm itchy. Hold on. Well, no, I mean, like, if you're in a cave or something, like, again, that would have been something useful against Molly because they were setting those charges with sigils, and they were, like, pretty much killing you on impact. So, and you couldn't always see them until, like, it was too fucking late. So, yeah, it could be useful, especially if you're going up against somebody that likes to set fucking traps for your ass.
Yeah. 14th level, you get Runic Torrent. There's an N there. There's an N
Torrent.
there. Torrent.
What the hell is Torrent?
You get Torrent. At 14th level, you get this ability. You can expend... It says here, when you cast a spell, you can expend 2 charge ruins. At 14th level, you should probably have 2. You can expend 2 charge ruins to cast the spell to deal force damage instead of the usual damage type. In addition, all creatures targeted by the spell, or within the spell's area, must succeed on a strength saving throw against the spell DC or be knocked prone or be pushed 15 feet back. Once this feature is used, you can't do it until the end of a next long rest. Again, kind of underwhelming. It would have been nice if you could have chose any damage type.
Well, not everybody's, OP.
No, I mean, but like, okay, I think knocking them prone is cool. Like, it's like, imagine if you do an aura and you spend 2 charges. That means everyone in that aura has to make a strength save or be knocked prone. You can knock 30 people down. That's badass. Until it's their turn and they just spend half their movement to get up. It's very situational. Again.
I mean, you find yourselves in unique situations in D&D. So,
I know.
One campaign it was Alhoons. This campaign it's fucking liches and shit. So, you never know. Maybe fucking useful when the time calls for it.
I don't know what my big next baddie is going to be for you guys in, like, campaign 2. Who knows? I only have one way to go, and that's up.
Yeah.
Last ability that you get at level 18. This is the last thing. This should be really good. So here we go. Arcane Lemper? Nope.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
I can't talk today.
How do you spell it?
Hold on. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do text to speech. There we go. I am so tired, guys.
Excuse me.
Yeah, see? We're all tired.
I yawn all the time. That's my excuse.
That's not a good excuse.
Yeah, but it always happens, and everybody knows.
Oh, exemplar.
What the hell? What did you try to say?
Exemplar?
That's not what you tried to say.
So, what is that? You can use a bonus action to expend a rune, a charged rune. Oh, just one. That's nice. And become a being of pure magical energy. What the fuck? When you're in your exemplar form, you gain the following benefits. You have a flying speed of 60 feet. For one charge, that's not bad. Creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against your spells.
That's pretty good.
And it says specifically your sorcerer spell. So if you multi-classed, sorry. It has to be from the spell slots, spell list that you got from sorcerer. You have resistance to damage dealt by spells.
Did you say belt or dealt?
Dealt. So...
You have resistance and people have disadvantage against you.
All spells, regardless of the damage type, you have resistance to. Physical attacks, you're gonna hurt.
Yeah. So don't face a barbarian.
No.
You can smash.
Whenever you cast a spell of first level or higher, you regain hit points equal to that spell level. What the fuck?
That's cool.
I cast a 3rd level spell. Everything happens.
I mean...
And I get 3 HP back.
What levels do spells actually go up to? Because I don't have like a super high character. I have level 15.
9. 9 is the highest.
The highest? Okay, I was like, the highest I've seen is 9. I don't think it goes past 9.
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's nice. That's really nice. It would have been nice to,
I mean, it's
double the spell
nice,
level.
but I mean, like, at the same time, it's like, it's still under double digits.
And by that time, you kind of need everything you...
I mean, it doesn't stack, right? Or does it?
No, I mean, if you cast a 3rd level spell, you get 3 HP back. And this lasts for how long? It lasts for... until the end of... No, your exemplar form lasts until the end of your turn. However, you can expend another charged rune at the end of your turn, no action is required, to extend it to the next turn.
I don't like that. I feel like you should just keep it for at least
10
I don't know.
minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, a minute, or at least a minute would make more sense, because if you're in active combat, then you know at least you get 10 rounds.
Here's the kicker. I think it would have been also all right. Let's say you put that stipulation on us. It only lasts for a round. Fine. But it would be nice to go, okay, lasts for a round. I don't need it for the next round. We're running. Okay, we're going back into combat. I'm going to spend another charge and we're going to go right back into that form. Nope. If you let it end, you can't do it again until you take a long rest.
So you have to burn the charge.
So you have to keep it up to keep this going.
I don't like that.
I don't like this subclass.
Well, I feel like if that's the last one.
That's the last one?
I feel like that's kind of like you thought it was going to be good, but it's kind of shitty.
I guess Matt and whoever was writing this, when they were like, oh, this will be good.
I think they tried not to OP, but I feel like that's because, I don't know. I feel like Matt puts a lot of thought, and maybe some people are like, oh, well, you're making some classes that are too OP, so that we got to level the playing field. And it's like, yeah, but that's like your last ability. You would think your last ability would be good.
You know, the craziest thing is that sorcerers have access to fly. So the fact that you get fly, 60 feet flight, is okay.
Yeah, I guess, well, you don't have to burn a...
But you were doing spells like that for a while now, so it's nothing too unique. Having all creatures having disadvantage on your spells, that's really cool.
That's pretty good. Really good.
That's really
And you have
good.
Resistance. I feel like those are the 2 OP things. It's just like resistance and then disadvantage.
Maybe not 10 minutes. Maybe it lasts for a minute.
That's what I was saying. At least, like, you know, enough if you're in combat with it, it won't, you know, give out at least for 10 rounds. Yeah. I feel like if you didn't want like super OP, at least a minute. So
have it that you have to spend 5 charge points to enter in this state for a minute, and you can't do it again until you take a long rest.
Yeah.
That way there is some sacrifice. You have to spend 5 charges, which is a lot. but you can make them up when you cast spells.
Hey, Shady.
Yo, Shady. Yeah, I feel like this is just so underwhelming.
We made our own adaptations. Adaptations that you rubbed off on me.
I feel like that it's better that way.
I don't know. I feel like a minute's more fair.
Yeah.
If it's like your last ability, your last thing you get to level, like, you know, ability you have leveled, you know, with you. And it's like, only lasts one turn.
Only lasts one round.
It.
That's, yeah, oh, wait, does it say round or turn? Let me double check here.
It's up to the end of your next turn.
Oh my god, it's at the end of your turn?
Oh.
It's 6 seconds. You enter in this form for 6 fucking seconds?
I know, you better hope you got hit in that. Hit or like somebody has disadvantage.
That's so dumb.
See, but the thing is, how are you going to get resistance? Because if it's on your turn, I would understand the disadvantage. Because if like you cast a spell on your turn, they have to roll disadvantage and hopefully fail to save. But if you can't get hit on your own turn...
You know what? Here.
So wait a minute, how's that work?
This is how we fix it. Because I'm thinking about it.
1 minute.
It has to last for a minute. It takes 5 charged runes to enter in the state. I think I would also do away, because since it is lasting a minute, I will do away with the flight.
I was gonna say, I don't think, because even if somebody was to reaction, they can reaction on your turn, but I don't know if it would necessarily hit you. Like, because reaction is like, you moved away maybe, and then, you know, they get an opportunity attack, but like, most things aren't attacks as reactions, like they're blocks or they're buffs. Like, you negate damage as a reaction, or you counterspell as a reaction. Like, that would fuck you, but like, it wouldn't involve damage. Counterspell doesn't hurt you.
I think, honestly...
Just mentally, maybe.
The fact that creatures have disadvantage on your spell saves is massive.
Yeah.
That's... So you can literally go... what's the spell that you like to cast, and you and Rallius, where it's like, blink them out of existence, what's it called?
Banishment.
You pretty much are not guaranteed, but...
I mean, if they suck at charisma.
It helps. Like, that's a big help of going, you have disadvantage on this. And then, boop, out. So, I agree that this is pretty OP, and having it for a minute is dangerous. 10 rounds where you have roll disadvantage? Holy shit. So, I'll fix it this way. No flight. Lasts a minute. You have disadvantage on, people have disadvantage on rolls on you. You have resistance to damage types. And I'm getting rid of the healing.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would help you in a pinch. Is it a bonus action? I forgot.
No, just whenever you cast a spell, you get healing.
So I was just like, I mean, I get it if you're very low and like you could use those 3 or even 1 point to stay up. I would get that. But I'm like, again, you can only go to level 9 spells, so the max you're gonna get out of it is 9 HP. So in clutch moments, yes, but if it's just like you're fine and you just started fighting, it's like, I don't think you're really gonna need it.
Yeah, I feel like it's...
You'd have to be like fucking tapped for the day, and then maybe...
And maybe people are like, well, that's a minute of you being like the Magic King. Well, that's the point, is that you are...
Well, it's like, what level again? You level
18.
Yeah, you're almost fucking level 20. You better be.
You better be. And the thing is, yes, people have disadvantage on you, but you don't have advantage on other spells. So if they cast banishment on you,
your save is still your save.
And you could still fail. So there's a risk reward of it lasts for a minute, but you could be gone and you can be plane shifted for a minute.
I don't know. Criticism from people that don't own a crazy, $9 million company, but still.
What?
I call it BS.
We do. I feel like, that is very lacking. Well, that's going to be it for today, guys. We covered all of the subclasses here in Tal'Dorei.
We'll have to figure out what we're doing next week.
We're going to cover the new feats.
Oh, yeah.
That Tal'Dorei comes out with, including one called the Spell Driver. Sounds cool, right? as well as Flash Recall. There's a few things here that are really, really cool, so we'll get into those next week. So until then, check you guys next week, because we're going to be off tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.